Okay, we are at question 4. So whenever you have like this kind of a pointed structure here, you need to draw a line passing through the point that is parallel to AB as well as ED. So I'm drawing XY here that is parallel to AB and ED. So I need to first find my BCX. Okay, so BCX, angle BCX is given by 180 minus 138. The reason is because this forms a C shape, which means interior angles between parallel lines. Okay, so 180 minus 138 is going to give you 42 degrees. And then same thing here, I need to find my DCX, which is 180 minus 145 given by 35 degrees. The reason is the same, interior angles between parallel lines. So of course the BCD is nothing but 42 degrees plus 35 degrees, which is 77 degrees. Okay, so find this and then find this. This is interior angles, this again is interior angles. So the next one is they have given that these two are congruent triangles. So when we say congruent triangles, we can observe that this P is going to be the same as your X. Okay, so you can observe here that P is given as 18 degrees, which means your X is going to be 18 degrees, right? So you can see that P is going to be the same as X, and then your Q is going to be the same as your Y. So anything you know about Q, Y, no. Okay, and then your R is going to be the same as your Z. So R is the same as Z, so this one is going to be 38 degrees. Okay, so now the question says, can you find PQR? Okay, so in this triangle PQR, I already know that R is 38, so finding PQR is not a problem. So first you have to state that angle PRQ is going to be the same as PRQ is going to be the same as XZY, which is 38, correct? So therefore angle PQR is going to be 180 minus 18 minus 38, which is 124. Okay, these are corresponding angles of a congruent triangle. You can just write down there because congruent triangles. Okay, answer is 124. Next says find, can you find XZ? XZ is here. XZ is going to be the same as PR. I already know PR is 10. So the answer is just 10 cm. Okay, you can just look at the corresponding sides. If I have PQR is congruent to XYZ. So if I want to find PQ will be the same as YZ. If I want to find QR will be the same as, PQ will be the same as XY, and then QR same as YZ. If I want PR, it's going to be the same as XZ and so on. Okay, the corresponding sides and the corresponding angles will be the same. Okay, so question 6 is for the probability question. So in a box there are 9 marbles and 3 red marbles. Lily draws 2 marbles, okay, without replacement. So she doesn't put it back. So you know the second time the numbers are going to be down by 1. This one is for blue marble is going to be 9 over 12, which is 3 over 4. Okay, and then for the red marble is 3 over 12, which is 1 over 4. Write down only the simplified probabilities on the tree diagram. So the second time after picking a blue, if you pick a blue again, I had 9 to begin with, so I will only be left with 8, and in total instead of 12 I have 11. Okay, red is 3 out of 11. Blue, if you have picked a red, 9 is still there, so 9 over 11. Then here initially you had 3 to begin with, you already picked a red, so you're only left with 2 over 11. So this is the tree diagram here without replacement. Find the probability that a blue and a red marble. So the probability that you have a blue and a red. Okay, so in this case you can have a blue and then a red, or you can have a red and a blue. So you have like 2 branches here. So along the branch you multiply, and then the 2 branches you need to plus together. So you have 3 over 4 times 3 over 11 plus, you can either have this or you can have a red and a blue. So it's going to be 1 over 4 times 9 over 11. Okay, so the answer is 9 over 22. Okay, so this is it. Next, the exact value is given to you. This exact value is calculated by using the calculator by writing each value correct to one significant figure. So they have this. So every single figure here to one significant figure. So 3.5, I want to make it as, if you 1 SF will be 4 times 1.21 SF will be 1. 2.21 SF will be 2 minus 0.6. Okay, so 0.6, if I have to estimate it if I have to estimate it, it will just be 1. Okay, once you estimate it like this, 4 over 2 minus 1 is 1, which is your 4. Okay, so find the difference between the exact value and this. $2.625, 4 minus this is going to give you 1.375. Okay, estimation. So first round off first, and the question says estimate. First round off. Okay, round off first. So that is something that you need to remember. Estimate is first round off to nice numbers and then go and calculate the value. Okay, question 8. Question 8 says the diagram shows a clock face, and then they're asking you to show why is it that the short handle and the long handle are at 90 degrees. Now this one, the reason is very simple. You know that 60 minutes is 360 degrees, right? Okay, the entire clock is 360 degrees. So if I have only between 2 and 5, it's 15 minutes. So if 60 minutes is given by, you can write down here, if 60 minutes is for 360 degrees, okay, 15 minutes is going to be 360 divided by 4, right? Which is 90 degrees. This is basically the reason. Okay, so this is it. So you can write down the every 15 minutes. If you want to be more clear, you can write down the every 15 minutes, the hour and the minute will form a 90 degrees. Therefore, every 15 minutes, the hour and the minute handle will form 90 degrees. And here, between 2 and 5, it is 15 minutes. Okay, between 2 and 5 is 15 minutes. Therefore, it is 90 degrees. Okay, so this is it. Given that the minute handle is 11 cm long and the hour handle is 5 cm long, calculate the distance between these two. So you already proved that this is 90 degrees here. So it's just a right angle triangle there. So normal right angle triangle, you can apply Pythagoras theorem. So x square equals 11 square plus 7 square. So x equals square root of 170. I'm going to just give the 3SF answer, which is 13.0 cm. Okay, so this is it. Next, this one is, the diagram shows a barn, which is an isosceles triangular prism and a cuboid. So this is the isosceles triangle and this is the cuboid. The question has given you all the values here, and then also says the area of this shaded region is 15.36. So which means the area of this isosceles triangle plus this rectangle here, if I plus these two together, I have this. If you want to calculate Q, this is the only information given there. So let's start. Area of the isosceles triangle I know this is 1.2, so this one is 1.2 as well. So half AB sine C, 1.2 times 1.2 times sine of 30 degrees. This is the area of this triangle, plus the rectangle there, which is Q times 5, which is 5Q, is given by 15.36. Yeah. So if I have this one I can just key into the calculator. I get 9/25 plus 5Q is given by 15.36. So 5Q is 15.36 minus 9/25. So 5Q, if I calculate this, I get 15. Q is given by 3. Okay. Next, find the amount of air inside the barn. Okay, so the basically amount of air refers to the volume. So it's nothing but the base area times the length of the prism itself. So it's going to be 15.36 multiplied by the length is this, which is 8. 122.88 meter cube. Now it's exact, so you leave it as this. You do not round off anything. Okay, question number 10. Question 10 actually shows you the graph shows you the cost of the car after 8 years. Describe the trend in the cost of the car. If you observe the graph that is given over here, it's very clear that basically it's a downward trend. So you can write down there the cost of the car is basically going down by every year. So you can just write down it's a downward trend. Now calculate the percentage decrease in the cost of the car from the second year to the fourth year. So fourth year, you can observe that the cost is actually 90. Second year, the cost is basically 120, right? So percentage decrease is given by the difference over the original over 120 times 100%. So this is going to be 1/4 times 100, which is 25%. Okay. Then question 11 is an external hard disk has a storage capacity of this 5 times 10 power 12. And then if a video is so many bytes, how many videos can you store? So the total capacity over the size of the video, which is just 5 times 10 power 12 over 8 times 10 power 9, which is 625. Now this is the answer, but then the question says leave it in standard form. So it's going to be 6.25 times 10 power 2. Right, so this is important. You must know that standard form must have only one digit here, and then so you must move the decimal point from here to here. So it's times 10 square. A movie company would like to store 1,500 old videos into the external hard disk. How many external hard disks? So you need so many videos to be stored, but in one hard disk you can only store 625. So 1,500 over 625 will tell you that it's 2.4, but of course I cannot have just 2 hard disks. I need to round up, so the answer will be 3 hard disks. Okay. How many extra? At least need 3. I cannot do with 2. 2 is not enough for 1,500, so I have to have 3. So this is rounding up because 2 will not be enough. Okay, question number 12. Fraction equals to a fraction, so straight away cross multiply. Bring the 3 over to this side. Bring the 2 over to the other side. So 3x plus 3 equals 2. 3x equals 2 minus 3x equals negative 1 over 3. Then this is inequality. Inequality, normally you will just maintain the inequality sign throughout, but this one begins with the coefficient being negative. So I need to change on all sides. So y is greater than equal negative 3 over 2. I'm changing this. Reason is because the coefficient of y is a negative. So I need to change this at the same time. All 3 at the same time. So y is greater than equal, make it as mixed fraction, 1.5. Okay, here the answer line must have the entire, you cannot just write down the negative 1.5 because we don't know whether it's greater than, lesser than. So you must write the entire thing over there. Y is greater than equal negative 1.5 or 1.5. Okay, remember, not like this. This one is, the answer is equal to this. This one is greater than equal. So you need to write down the entire thing in the answer line. Okay, last two questions for this video, which is straightforward. Find the gradient of AB. So gradient is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 4 minus 1 over 0 minus negative 3. Okay, so the answer is 1. Gradient is 1. Then find the equation y equals mx plus c. So y equals 1x, the gradient is 1, so 1x plus c. So to find c, I need to substitute any one point. Okay, so I'm going to substitute 0, 4. Substitute 0, 4. I will get y is basically your 4 equals 1 times 0 plus c. So c equals 4. So the answer is y equals x plus 4. Okay, because mx plus c, to find c, I substitute this point. When I substitute this point, I find c. So y equals 1x plus c, which is your 4. Y equals x plus 4. Okay, find the distance between AB. For this, you need to know the length formula. Square root of y2 minus y1 the whole square plus x2 minus x1 the whole square. Or can be the other way around because it's a plus in between. So square root of 4 minus 1 square plus 0 minus negative 3 square, which will give me square root of 18, which is 4.243 SF. Okay, next. Timothy and Dex's average speed is in the ratio 2:3. And the average speed of Dex is given to you as this. So it's just ratio question. So 3 parts is 66 kilometer per hour. So of course, one part is going to be 22 kilometer per hour, right? So what is 2 parts? 44 kilometer per hour. Simple ratio should do. And then this one, Timothy pays $5 to rent a bicycle at West Coast Park. Dex has an e-voucher that allows him to rent it at D% off the rental price. Okay, and he only pays $2. Which means he's only going to pay D%. So I know that D of $5 is basically 2. Okay, D% of $5, I'm only paying $2. So what is D? You just need to calculate. D is 40%. Okay, D out of 100 of $5. D% of $5 is $2. So what is D? Just cross multiply and find out. Times 100 divided by 5, which is 40. Okay, all right. So we'll continue the second part in the next video.